Hello learners, BME 025 Condition Monitoring and Maintenance Management. Video number 10, Part 1 FMEA and FMECA Overview. Presented by Dr. N. Venkateshwarlu, Associate Professor, Mechanical Engineering, School of Engineering and Technology, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. Introduction to FMEA/FMECA. Failure mode and effects analysis FMEA and failure mode effects and criticality analysis are methodologies designed to identify potential failure modes for a product or process to assess the risk associated with those failure modes, to rank the issues in terms of importance, and to identify and carry out corrective actions to address the most serious concern. So these failure and FMEA and FMECA, these two are the methodologies which will be used to identify failure modes of a product, failure modes of a process, or which will be identified before the product or the process is going to failure. So that is the advantage of this FMEA and FMECA. Although the purpose, terminology and other details can vary according to type, for example process FMEA, design FMEA, etc., the basic methodology is similar for all. This unit presents a brief general overview of FMEA/FMECA analysis techniques and requirements. The objective of an FMECA is to identify all failure modes in a system design. Its purpose is to identify all catastrophic and critical failure probabilities so they can be minimized as early as possible. Therefore, the FMECA should be started as soon as preliminary design information is available in suspected problem areas. So that is the advantage of FMECA. The effects of all failure modes are not equal with respect to the total impact on the system concern, safety, and overall system performance. The designer, faced with this dilemma, needed a tool that would rank the significance of each potential failure for each component in the system design alternatives. Because the need for such justification, the criticality analysis function was added to the failure mode and effect analysis process, thus creating failure modes, effects and criticality analysis. So, this tool has been used extensively by the military in the last 4 decades. In recent years, more commercial industries have been requiring the FMECA to evaluate new designs, and even more recently to improve the reliability of existing equipment. Military Standard 1629 is a good reference for failure mode, effects and criticality analysis. Objectives. Learners, after listening this video lecture, we should be able to understand what is FMEA/FMECA, explain elements of FMECA, discuss applications and benefits of FMEA and FMECA, understand failure models. These are the various objectives we will learn in this video. FMEA and FMECA overview. In general, FMEA/FMECA requires the identification of the following basic information. So while conducting FMEA and FMECA, we need some basic information. Those are items, functions, failures, effects of failures, causes of failures, current controls, recommended actions, and plus other relevant details. Most analyses of this type also include some method to assess the risk associated with the issues identified during the analysis and to prioritize corrective actions. Two common methods include risk priority number and the criticality analysis, FMEA, with criticality analysis that is equal to FMECA. So these two are similar, but here in the second one the criticality analysis has been included. That's why we are saying it as a FMECA. So advanced or detection which can be included in FMECA. Basic analysis procedure for FMEA or FMECA. The basic steps for performing an FMEA or FMECA analysis include: assemble the team. So one team has to be there. Then establish the ground rules. Gather and review relevant information. Identify the items or processes to be analyzed. Identify the functions, failures, causes, effects and controls for each item or process to be analyzed. So these are the various steps. So what are those steps? One is assemble the team. So team must be involved in solving any problem or identifying the problems. So through this FMEA methodology. Then establish the ground rules. So what are the rules to be established? How the analysis can be conducted. Gather and review relevant information. So what the information is required for to solve that problem or to design a new product, or regarding the machines, to find out the failure mode of any machine, or identify the item or process to be analyzed. So these are all the application. These are the steps to be followed while conducting or performing FMEA or FMECA analysis. Evaluate the risk associated, its tangible evaluation with the issues identified by the analysis. Prioritize and assign corrective actions. So there may be different problems have been identified, so which has to be prioritized. Then only one can take action on according to prioritization. Perform corrective actions and reevaluate risk, and distribute, review and update the analysis as appropriate. The elements of complete FMECA are: failure mode. The anticipated conditions of operations are used as the background to study the most probable failure mode, locations and mechanisms of the product or system and its component. Then failure effect. The potential failures are studied to determine their probable effects on the performance of the whole product, process or service, and the effects of the various components on each other. So these failure effects, so if any product, any part fails, then it impacts total on the machine. So that is the identification. So this is one element to identify the failure mode. Failure criticality. So the potential failures of the various parts of the product or service system are examined to determine the severity of each failure effect in terms of lowering of performance, safety hazard, total loss of the function. So the failure criticality. So criticality is the for the purpose of to identify what it will lead to. So if any failure mode occurs, so due to that failure, what are the effects the potential failures of the various parts of the product or service system are examined to determine the severity of each failure effect in terms of lowering of performance, safety hazard, total loss of function. Application of statistical process control. The statistical process control uses sampling and statistical methods to monitor the quality of ongoing process such as production operations. A graphical display referred to as a control chart provides a basis for deciding whether the variation in the output of process is due to common causes, which are randomly occurring variations, or to out of the ordinary assignable causes. Whenever assignable causes are identified, a decision can be made to adjust the process in order to bring the output back to acceptable quality levels. Application of SPC in general, 3 stages. The first stage, the application of SPC commences with developing an understanding of the process, identifying the main process parameters and defining the control mechanisms available. The technique which is widely used during this initial diagnostics plan is failure mode. Failure mode, effect and criticality analysis. This technique helps to identify critical characteristics of the process which require further more detailed analysis. A criticality column is added to the analysis to allow the inclusion of an index related to criticality of the failure effect. The second one is the second stage involves the collection and analysis of the process data to determine what is normal variation. The process has to be bounded to include the inherent variability and to exclude the special causes variations. Determination of normal variation requires a fundamental understanding of the process. The process data is also evaluated during this analysis phase to check whether the distribution is normal. The third stage in the application of SPC involves the analysis of the critical characteristics to determine relationship between the natural variations of the process and the allowable specifications limits. This relationship, termed as the process capability, is used to evaluate whether the process variability is acceptable. Finally, the ongoing control of the process can be monitored using control charts. The use FMEA therefore represents the initial stage in the application of SPC. These are two formats of FMEA, which are design FMEA, which involves the analysis of the potential failure of a product or service, and the process FMEA, which involves failure analysis of the processes in the manufacture or provision of the product or services. FMEA primarily plays a role as prevention-oriented technique to improve the inherent reliability of a product or service. Each item of a design is considered in relation to its likely mode of failure, the probability of occurrence and the effects of the failures. A comprehensive FMEA for a complex design is a sizable task. However, this method is a very effective formal reliability design review technique. The method is particularly suited to analog systems, whether electronic, electrical or mechanical. For purely digital electronic systems are very complex. So this FMEA is very much useful in the complex systems. So to identify the problems in the complex systems such as electronics or electrical circuits or mechanical systems, where it is mostly utilized. Also, the designer has less control over individual elements of the system since these are contained within the integrated circuit packages. FMEA provides a valuable spin-off as the analysis is an excellent starting point for producing block diagram, reliability analysis and diagnostic charts for repair purposes. A considerable amount of work in generating diagnostic routine and preparing user maintenance handbooks can be saved if FMEA worksheets are used as a basis for this work. The detailed level to which FMEA is taken must be based upon the purpose for which it is performed. For example, consideration of all possible failure modes within a hydraulic sequence valve or an operational amplifier would not usually be included in the analysis of system of which they were components. Instead, we would be concerned with the failure modes of their outputs. The designer of the valve or operational amplifier would, however, have to analyze the effects of all modes of failures within the item. The level of analysis can also be affected by the stage reached by the project. For large systems, feasibility studies may only generate functional subsystems with much of the detailed design still to be performed. The initial FMEA would then be related to the failure of these subsystems or blocks. This analysis forms the basis for updated versions as design proceeds, and it is useful in its own right for aiding the assessment of options and identification of critical features. Application and benefits of FMEA/FMECA. The FMEA/FMECA analysis procedure is a tool that has been adopted in many different ways for many different purposes. It can contribute to improved design for products and processes, resulting in higher reliability, better quality, increased safety, enhanced customer satisfaction, and reduced cost. The tool can also be used to establish and optimize maintenance plans for repairable systems and other quality assurance procedures. So, by implementation of this FMEA and FMECA technique, we can get so many advantages, which is mostly utilized in machining operations or at design stage. So while processing, so to find out the failure mode, suppose a machine is continuously working, but there are different parts are there in that preparing that for manufacturing that machine. So any part may be going to failure. So to identify such type of failure modes of any part in that machine, so it is, if it is identified before it fails, if it fails, then total production will be lost. Once we have committed, so that commitment we need to fulfill, for that machine is very much required. So by implementing this FMEA and FMECA, we can identify the problems going to occur at the failure mode. We can identify it can be that some part will going to failure, so the machine has to be stopped, because if any part fails, so total machine has to be stopped. So depending upon criticality of that part, various parts will be there in the machine. So to identify such type of failure modes, we utilize this FMEA or FMECA, so that the production will continue, so that the processes will be continued and the productivity will be increased. That is the purpose and the benefit of FMEA and FMECA. It provides a knowledge base of failure mode and corrective actions information that can be used as resource in future troubleshooting efforts and as training tool for new engineers. In addition, an FMEA or FMECA is often required to comply with safety and quality requirements such as ISO 9001, QS 9000, ISO/TS 16949, Six Sigma, FDA Good Manufacturing Practices, Process Safety Management Act, PSM, etc. Failure mode effects and criticality analysis is a powerful design analysis tool that is used to increase system reliability. It can be applied during the initial design phase or to existing equipment. To be more effective, the FMECA should relate to the nature of the design process itself. In either case, it considers overall design, operating and service problems while at the same time addressing process and safety problems. So these are the advantages of FMECA. Once it is implemented, the FMECA, we can find out the reliability of any system, reliability of any machine, or failure mode we can identify through this criticality analysis or FMECA. So the application of design and process FMEA. So this table you can read through the units which you can understand better. Application and benefits of FMEA and FMECA. Design FMEA should be initiated before or at design concept finalization at component level, subsystem level, system level. Whereas process FMEA should be initiated before or at feasibility stage prior to tooling for production. So where this FMEA can be utilized, this is explaining. So design FMEA should be implemented before its conceptualization of component level, subsystem level and system level. Application and benefits of FMEA or FMECA. The preparation of FMEA should always be undertaken by a team of people drawn from all the relevant areas of the organization, bringing the appropriate information and insight as shown in figure 1 in the next slide. So these are the two design FMEA and process FMEA. In the design FMEA, there are 4 teams to be involved in this design FMEA. One is manufacturing team, then marketing and sales team, and then technical and engineering team and design team. But in process FMEA, the same manufacturing team will be there, then marketing and sales team will be there. But in the here one is maintenance team will be there because it is already in the process. So the machines are working on that. So where we can introduce the maintenance team. But in the design, it is a technical and engineering team will be there. That is only the difference. And fourth one is design team. Design team will be always be there. This is the difference between the design FMEA and process FMEA. Applications and benefits of FMEA and FMECA. Advantages of cross-functional teams. Just now we have find out the various teams one has to be developed for the analysis or conducting the analysis of FMEA. So for that, earlier possible or parallel working. So whichever the means, you can say that as early as possible one has to implement or analyze after getting the feedback or after getting the information about any particular machine or a particular problem. Or parallelly one can work while working on the machine, one can work for the analysis of FMEA. Then benefits of more extensive knowledge. Then it increases creativity and it increasing acceptance simultaneous and not successive processes. These are the various advantages of cross-functional teams. Then frequently used terms in FMEA or FMECA. The definition which follow from the fundamentals of FMECA, these definitions will enable the reader to understand the difference between part function, part failure mechanism, failure effect, failure detection and failure modes. Failure mode is the manner by which a failure is observed. Generally, it is the description of the way failure occurs and its impact on equipment operation. So, failure mode is a status of a particular machine or particular part or particular process that we are observed through this analysis, that is known as failure mode. Then failure effect. So where it affects, once it fails, what are its effects? The consequences of a failure mode on the operation, function or status of an item or machine. Failure effects are usually classified according to how the entire system is impacted. Failure cause. The physical or chemical process, design defects, part misapplication, quality defects or other processes that are the basic reason for failure or which initiate the physical process by which deterioration proceeds to failure. Then severity. The consequences of failure as a result of particular failure mode. Severity considers the worst potential consequence of failures determined by the degree of injury, property damage or system damage that could ultimately occur. Then criticality. A relative measure of the consequences of a failure mode and its frequency of occurrence. These are the various terms used in this failure mode effect analysis technique. Criticality analysis, CA, a procedure by which each potential failure mode is ranked according to the combined influence of severity and probability of occurrence. Failure definitions. This is a general statement of what constitutes a failure of the item in terms of performance parameters and allowable limits for each specified output. Severity. Failure models. Failure models, then severity. We have taken here a severity, a numerical measure of how serious is the effect of the failure to the customer. For example, will the component or system failure results in a mere nuisance or can it result in a serious injury? The degree of severity is measured on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is the more severe. So this is an example for severity. Then occurrence. All these are failure models. So occurrence, a measure of probability that a particular mode will actually happen. The degree of occurrence is measured on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 signifies the high probability of occurrence. Detection, a measure of probability that a particular mode would be detected in the manufacturer's own operation and not reach the customer. Example, a computerized system detects 100% defective components as opposed to visual inspection, which is no more than 80% effective at best. So this is the advantage. The level of detection is measured on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 signifies virtually no ability to detect the defect. Risk evaluation method. A typical FMEA incorporates some method to evaluate the risk associated with the potential problems identified through the analysis. The two most common methods, risk priority number and criticality analysis, are described next. The risk priority number, it is a numerical and relative measure of overall risk corresponding to the particular failure mechanism and is computed by multiplying the severity, occurrence and detection numbers. The risk priority number, to use the risk priority number method to assess risk, and the analysis team must do these things: rate the severity of each effect of failure, rate the likelihood of occurrence for each cause of failure, rate the likelihood of prior detection for each cause of failure, that is the likelihood of detecting the problem before it reaches the end user or customer, and the calculate the RPN by obtaining the product of the three ratings. RPN is equal to severity multiplied by occurrence multiplied by detection. The RPN can then be used to compare issues within the analysis and prioritize problems for corrective actions. Criticality analysis. The Military Standard 1629A document describes two types of criticality analysis: quantitative and qualitative. The use of quantitative criticality analysis method, the analysis team must define the reliability for each item at a given operating time, identify the portion of the item's unreliability that can be attributed to each potential failure mode, rate the probability of loss that will result from each failure mode that may occur, and calculate the criticality for each potential failure mode by obtaining the product of three factors: mode criticality, that is equal to item unreliability into mode ratio of unreliability into probability of loss. Calculate the criticality for each item by obtaining the sum of the criticalities for each failure mode that has been identified for the item. Item criticality is equal to sum of mode criticalities. Qualitative criticality analysis. To use the qualitative criticality analysis method to evaluate risk and prioritize corrective actions, the analysis team must rate the severity of the potential effects, rate the likelihood of occurrence for each potential failure mode, and compare failure modes via a critical matrix which identifies severity on the horizontal axis and occurrence on the vertical axis. Criticality characteristics. A failure mode which can conceivably result in personal injury, loss of life, or violate a government. The example, automobile emission norms. Mandate is considered critical. Such a failure mode will be assigned a severity level value of 10 irrespective of the level of occurrence or detection. Then significant characteristics. A failure mode which is not deemed to be critical but needs stringent process control to ensure product quality is considered significant. For example, that SPC and 100% inspection, etc. These are control methods. Such a failure mode will be assigned a severity level values of 6 or more irrespective of the level of occurrence or detection. Conclusions. Learners, I hope you understood what is FMEA, FMECA, elements of FMECA, application and benefits of FMEA and FMECA, and failure models. Thank you.